Hi guys, it's me, Trudy Lee. How's everybody doing? Okay, so I just put out one uh, video and I'm doing the next one. And this one is going to be a little bit about what's going on in the political arena so that we can kind of figure out what's going on and see if Spirit will let us know anything. A lot of times the truth is hidden from us, or we're not supposed to know, or we just get a little bit of a glimpse because we're just reading the energy, and there's free will and things change all the time. So we're reading what's going on and what is most likely to happen. So we can kind of tell you what what's conspiring and what's culminating, and if it keeps going on the same path, should happen. So that's how this works. Anyway, happy Thanksgiving. If you didn't see my last video, I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We had a really cool Thanksgiving here. You know, unbelievably cool. It was crazy. My husband has put on our comforter and our wool blanket on our bed. And if you've been following me, you know that's way too much for me. And even last night, he said, when he woke up this morning, he said, maybe we'll take the wool blanket off. You think? My feet are just, when I'm laying on my back, my feet are like this because the blanket's so heavy on them. It stretches my ankle out. It hurts my ankle. And when I get up in the morning, I'm standing up. I can barely stand. Poor old lady. So it got way down in the 30s in the morning, early morning hours. But today I think it's going to be maybe 65 at the very highest if it gets up to that high. So we're going to have a few days of cool. By next Thursday, they're predicting we're going to be back in the 70s, but that's all right. That's fine. When it's in the 70s, you don't need heat or air conditioning, so it's perfect. So I'll take it. I'll take it. But I heard you people up in the Northeast have gotten a lot of snow. I saw on TikTok this lady living in the, I think, northern side of New York, and she was saying they were supposed to get 65 inches of snow. I don't know if that actually happened, but that's a lot of snow. Oh my gosh. I can't even imagine. When we just have a few inches of snow here, it's a big disaster. So my prayers are with y'all. I hope you're staying warm and just enjoying the snow. Hopefully it's just snowing and beautiful. I know places up north, they can handle it. They're prepared for the snow. So hopefully your town is all prepared for the snow. So I'm going to ask Spirit a couple of questions and answer them, and it's going to be about the election. Kamala Harris, first of all. So I've laid out the cards, and I am going to shuffle the cards and lay them out as we go. But this one, I've already laid out the cards, and it's about her becoming president. So I know she already conceded. She's already said, I've lost the election. So I saw her on TikTok making turkey dinner. She had an apron on and saying Happy Thanksgiving. And I wrote, when are you going to do the recount? Happy Thanksgiving. And I was reading other people, and other people weren't asking her to do the recount. They were just saying Happy Thanksgiving. But I thought I should put that out there. So I did. Maybe it wasn't the right time to do that, but I thought, this is a time when she can read everybody's sentiments, and that's mine. Okay, so will Kamala Harris become president? Here's the first card that I pulled, and it is Two of Swords. So, they are trying to figure out the best path to take. This is a decision that needs to be made. They're struggling, they don't want to sound like Trump, like this is a stolen election and we're investigating it, because when they do that, they're going to give Trump ammunition to come after them and make them sound like, they're underhanded. They don't want to be associated with how Trump is. You know what I mean? They don't want him knowing what they're doing. And I'm sure that the people that are there working with Trump, they know what's going on. They know that this investigation is going on. Nobody's really saying anything because it's behind the scenes, but they are trying to figure out, they're looking for real concrete evidence before they make a statement, because they don't want to just be seen like sore losers like Trump. Crossing over that card, look, the tower. Wow. So the tower is, we know something big is happening, some big sudden change is going to take place. And this might mean that Biden stops accepting that the election was, fair and honest, and he comes out and says, we're investigating this election, we're asking for a recount, we're finding some anomalies. So this is a shift, this is change, but it can be like a crisis situation that's happening. So something major will happen or is happening. Okay, so this is like a big shift, a big change, something coming. And I know y'all are thinking, good, that's what we need. We need some big changes coming. Eight of Wands is overlooking this mess. This is a lot of good energy here. There's a lot of good energy, and it's propelling Kamala Harris forward. So they're doing a lot of good work. They are really looking into this. I know we're not hearing about it or anything, and people are just like, what's happening? Why? We've got a limited amount of time. We need to get this done. There is a lot of things happening that we don't see. That's what this is all about. Lots of things going on we're not privy to. Foundation of this reading, 9 of Swords. Y'all know this. We've had a lot of anxiety and a lot of despair. That's what this is representing here. Everything that we've been feeling and going through, these sleepless nights, worried about when Trump gets into office, all the things that he's going to do, destroy democracy, take away people's Social Security, Medicare. Everybody is stressed out and worried about it. And, but I have to tell you, this card is saying it's not, how we thought it would be. So we're stressed out about all those things, and it's not going to happen. And we don't need to worry about it, basically. Don't worry about it. It's not going to happen. It's not as bad as we think it's going to be. So that's good. Ace of Swords. This should give us all a whole lot of hope that truth and justice will win out. This is an omen of a good message, that we're going to receive a good message. So there's going to be some good information that comes out. They really are hard at work trying to get all this documentation needed to show interference with the election. Let's just see if they can do that in time, because Merrick Garland, he's slow. He's a snail's pace, He should have had this investigation on Trump going as the day that he took office. He should have started with that, and we wouldn't be in this predicament right now. So, things are heading in the right direction. There's a lot of hope. Let's see. That's as far as I went with this. I didn't go all the way out to 10 cards, but there's a lot of hope moving in that direction. So let's see how it works out, you guys. Let's take a look at something else now. Let's put these cards away, and we can ask, now that we've asked if Kamala Harris will be president, let's ask and see if Trump is going to be inaugurated. Will he become president, be inaugurated? I have read on this before, but, we're just reading the energy. People have free will. Things can take a turn. And let's hope they do. So let's see what's going on here. Will Trump be inaugurated? Honestly, what can I tell everybody? Will Trump be sworn in? Is he going to take office? Is he going to be sworn in? I should look at Trump going to the hospital. We should look into that. They said there was some ambulance at Mar-a-Lago. Did he go to the hospital? Did he have something wrong? We should look at his health and see what's going to happen. So let's do that too. Did Trump go to the hospital? And how is Trump's health? Did Trump take a ride to the hospital? Did Trump take a ride to the hospital? Did Trump take a ride to the hospital? Let's see. How is 2025 going to be for Trump? How's it going to work out for Trump? Well, let's ask these questions and see if we get some answers here. Okay, I'm done with this shuffling. Let's put out some cards. Let's get this reading started. Y'all see why I don't shuffle on camera? It takes me a while. It's all about pulling the right cards to me. I fan my cards out and I pull them all from different areas. I don't just do the top. I just pull them from where I feel directed and I pull the card. Will Trump be inaugurated? Wow. Heartbreak. Oh my gosh, this is heartbreak. A lot of people are going to be brokenhearted about it. That's crazy. That's amazing. Stabbed in the heart, brokenhearted. Wow. Yeah, if he doesn't become inaugurated, if he doesn't become president and be sworn in, that he will be brokenhearted, and so will all his MAGA followers. Wow. That's amazing. Next card I pulled is Wheel of Fortune. Fortunes change. Amazing. Wow, you guys. Fortunes are changing. It's a new beginning. Wow. Pull one more card. Let's see. Let's just pull one more card. This is Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is all about having to defend yourself. So Trump is going to have to defend his actions. Wow. That's crazy. And it's leans towards a bunch of different things, you know what I mean? So this usually means a bunch of different things are coming at him, and he's having to defend himself from many different areas. And he's at the point where he's really exhausted and at his end, you know, he's at the end of his rope. That's what this usually means. Wow. Wow, you guys, I'm just wowed by this. I can't even believe these cards are coming out. So let's ask, that's amazing. Let's ask, did Trump go to the hospital? So did he take a ride in the ambulance? Did he go to the hospital from Mar-a-Lago? Was the ambulance called for Trump? Was the ambulance called for Trump? Did he go to the hospital? Let's take a look and see. There's a lot of talk about it. This is Five of Wands. This is a lot of gossip going around. So there is a lot of gossip going around that it was Trump that took the ride to the hospital. Let's see if we can get a little more information. This is gossip. This is people gossiping about this being Trump, that ambulances were called for. Is that the truth? That's gossip, but is gossip the truth? This is Eight of Swords. So this is like being sneaky and trying to hide something. So it may be that he did have something wrong, that, you know, this is all gossip. Maybe that's what they want us to think. They want us to think it's all just gossip. It's just gossip because they've never came out and made a statement or anything. So that's where they're letting it hang. They're letting it hang as gossip. So this is that sneaky card getting away with something. So they don't want you to know. They don't want you to know that he had something wrong and that he had to go to the hospital and see what was, what was wrong. So this is that sneakiness. They're just trying to get away with it. And let's see. One other card. Let's pull one more card. Was it Trump? What was wrong with Trump? What was wrong with him? Can you show us what was wrong with him? What was his problem? Why did he have to go to the hospital? What's going on? Ace of Wands. So I have to say that I feel like he did have a little something going on, but it was nothing horrible, nothing terrible, because they let him go. They said, okay, maybe he had some angina, but it wasn't anything that needed to him to stay in the hospital or anything like that for. So they just released him. So, I think they did it out of an abundance of caution. Oh, I have a little chest pain. Well, we need to check that out. So I think that's what they did. They checked him out in abundance of caution and they said, he's okay. But a lot of times doctors will say, yeah, you're okay, you're fine, you're fit. And unless they go in and look like inside your heart and really take a scope and go take a look in your heart, they don't know what's going on. And you can seem like you're really healthy. My husband, before he had a heart attack, he was 40 years old when he had his heart attack. Not long before he had that heart attack, he had really bad chest pains. I've told this story before. I hopefully it's been a while. Maybe I've forgotten about it. But one night, my daughter came into my room and she said she wanted to sleep with me. And we already had one kid in the bed with us, and I felt sorry for her because my daughter was in the bed with us, and she was in the room by herself, and the baby was in the crib. So it's a long time ago, many years ago, and she wanted to be with somebody. She felt scared, and I said, okay, come in the bed with me. So I let her in the bed with us. I was sandwiched in between children and my husband, and I was not comfortable, and I'm a very light sleeper, always have been, so I let her stay for a while, and she slept. And then I said, it's time to go back to your room now. You have to go back to your bed. And she said, okay, because I had to get up at 5 o'clock every morning. I was working back then. I had to be to work at 7. And she went back to her room, and she was probably, I would say, 8 or 9 years old at that time. So she was, she wasn't a little kid, but still very young. So she went back to her room, and all of a sudden she let out a curdling. I think I did walk her. I did walk her to her room, and she got into bed, and I came back. And when I came back, I shut my door. I don't know why I always shut my door, but it was a habit. I shut my door because I don't know. But I remember I came back and I shut my door because she would not have shut the door. So I walked her to the room, come back, I shut my door, get back to bed. She let out this horrific scream and she came flying through the door. And when I heard her scream, I jumped out of bed and we met each other right at the door. I opened the door and she just jumped into my arms, wrapped her legs around me, and was holding me and screaming, "There's a man in my room. There's a man." And my husband woke up right away and he ran to me and I lost my voice. I've had dreams that I lose my voice. I completely lost my voice and I could not talk and tell him there's a man in her room. I mean, I could not get out. I was so filled with fear. I've never been so scared in my life. I pushed him towards the door and I pointed, "A man." That's all I could say. "A man." And my husband took the belt. He had put his belt on the doorknob. He took the belt in his hand like this, and he ran to her room. I'm like, "Were you gonna whip him?" It was It was a shit show, y'all. The baby was up. My other little daughter was up. I guess she was like 5 years old, 4 or 5. She woke up. The baby woke up. Everybody was crying. There was nobody in her room. Nobody. There was nothing. But it was so upsetting. It was so upsetting. None of us got any sleep. We just got up. I made hot cocoa for all of us. And we just got up and drank hot cocoa and started our morning super early. It was crazy. But he felt like that he had chest pains. That was the first time he had angina and he had chest pains. So he went to our family doctor and they had him checked out and said, "You're fine. You're strong as a horse, Johnny." And not long after that, he had that big heart attack. 40 years old, he had a big heart attack. So he was feeling that angina. So whatever Trump was feeling, a little bit of angina, that could lead to a big major heart attack down the road. Now, we don't wish for that, but I'm just telling you, just because they said, "Oh, everything's fine, you're fine," unless they actually went inside and looked at his heart, they don't know. There's only so much you can do. And, the way Trump's ego is, I'm sure that it passed and he was like, "I'm fine. It was just stress. I don't want to be here." And I'm sure even if the doctor said, "Let's do some more tests," Trump probably said, "Nah, I don't want to do it." So, because he's got a big ego. And, when you're feeling bad, you want help, but when it goes away, you're like, "I'm done, I'm fine." I've been to the hospital before and I was having, I think I was having low blood sugar and I was shaking really bad and I went to the hospital. And the minute they took my blood pressure and all that, everything stopped. I stopped shaking and all, and I'm like, "I'm leaving." And they're like, "Don't you want to stay and get some tests?" "Nope, I'm done. I'm good. I'm fine. I don't want to see the doctor. I'm fine." I left. So, and not that I have a big ego. It's just that I don't like people messing with me. And if if I'm dying, you can help me, but if I'm feeling okay, leave me alone. So I think a lot of people are like that. So I think when Trump went to the hospital, he was okay. They said, "You seem okay. I think you're okay. Maybe run some more tests later on." And he could possibly have some tests scheduled for later on, but they're not going to tell us for sure. So yeah, that was him, and he seems to be okay right now. Okay, so I stopped the video for a minute and I laid out some cards on this inauguration. And the first card that I pulled is Six of Pentacles. What comes around goes around. That's the first card that I pulled. Will he be inaugurated? Crossing over is Seven of Pentacles. You reap what you sow. That's what's happening to him. He's reaping what he sows. Overlooking the situation is Seven of Cups. There are other options to choose from. And also this comes into play that be careful what you choose from. It may not be what you wished for. The foundation of the situation is welcoming and going back home. Yeah, I'd like to send him back home. And also this could be welcoming him back to the White House, coming back home, coming to a place where you feel comfortable and truly loved. I don't know, is that the White House? Is that a place where he's welcomed and loved? Do you think, I don't know, I guess some of the MAGA crowd are there welcoming him, but I don't think that many people in DC are welcoming him. So he needs to go back to where he feels welcomed and loved. Hopefully it's not the White House. The last card that I pulled, the little outcome card, Four of Cups. Trump gets what he doesn't want. This is receiving something you don't want. So, wow. There is some hope. I feel like there is some hope. So it's just not like an abundantly clear that it's a yes that he's going to be inaugurated. Uh, I feel like there's some things going on here. So Trump is going to receive something he didn't want. Hopefully it's not the inauguration. Let's take it a step further and just look at let's look at Trump in 2025. What kind of year will Trump have in 2025? Let's take a look at that. Let's pull a few cards. Let's see. 2025. What kind of year will he have? Sorry, y'all. I know this takes forever. That's why I do it off camera. Maybe I should pause it while I pull them. Okay, let's take a look here. The first card I pulled is the Lover's card, and it's not about any hanky-panky that Donald Trump might try to get himself into. This is about him working closely, and I think this is with Musk, you know, because he really admires Musk. And it's because he's so rich, you know, he's so rich. So, and he's got a huge ego like Trump. So they kind of, they're kind of hatched from the same egg. I don't know. It's kind of like that. But you know what happens when people are too much alike? They, you know, like my daughter and my husband, they knock heads all the time because they're so much alike. And I think that's what's going to start happening there with Elon. But right now, he's like the perfect match for Trump. I found my perfect match, Elon Musk. So yeah, it's helped him a lot. It really has helped him quite a lot. So it's a perfect match right now. But you know, like I said in my last video, I do think they're keeping Trump kind of away from everybody and Elon Musk so that he doesn't, you know, snap. Because they know Trump. Crossing over is the Page of Wands. Well, the plan is that he's going to start changing things really, really quickly. That's the plan. So they're going to implement a lot of these things that we've heard about. They're going to try to start implementing them right away, right away. They're going to get on with it and start doing it. That's what's going to happen in 2025. Overlooking is the Magician. So, you know, this isn't good for us, but it's good for Trump. No one's really holding Trump back. He's in a very powerful position. He can do anything he wants to do. He can do as he pleases. And he's going to start trying to do that and implementing those things. The problem is that I see this card is Ace of Swords. This is about being clear how to move forward. And there's a lack of clarity about how he's going to actually pull off all these changes, because it's going to take, you know, he can't just wish it and, you know, wave a magic wand and have all these changes happen. He's actually has to go through congressional hearings. Things have to happen. And he hasn't really has a clear, solid plan how to implement these things. But he's sure going to try, and he's sure going to get started on it. And the outcome is Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is Melania Trump for sure. So a lot of y'all were wondering, is she going to go back to the White House? Will she be there? Yes, she will. Yes, she's going back to the White House.